Picture this, you're hiking through a dense forest when you stumble upon a small clearing. In the center sits a bizarre contraption unlike anything you've seen before. Curiosity overwhelms you as you inspect its exposed internal machinery. Intricate gears spin and click, powering a dazzling light display across its surface. Buttons and levers invite interaction. What is this device? How does it work? You're compelled to touch, play, and understand. Your senses are electrified with discovery. And this is the experience Nothing hopes to create with the Nothing Phone 2. Beneath its transparent back, the phone reveals its elaborate guts like a cyberpunk art piece. Illuminated glyphs dance across its surface, displaying notifications in mesmerizing fashion. Every interaction feels new again. In a sea of feature-packed but seemingly uninspired devices, the Nothing Phone 2 boldly demands your attention. If you want to pick one up for yourself, I will leave a link down in the description below. But for now, let's get started by talking about this design. The Nothing Phone 2's design fascinates from every angle. Its Gorilla Glass back provides a window into the thoughtful arrangement of components underneath. The ordered interior looks composed, yet retains a human touch. There's hints of whimsy, like an elephant shape that is formed by some of the components, and these are just woven throughout. This aesthetic stands apart from the blank slabs of glass that most phones are comprised of today. It almost transports you to a retro future world where technology dazzles your senses again. Expanding upon its predecessor, the Phone 2 now sports 11 LED strips for its trademark glyph interface on the back. These lights stretch across the rear of the phone, pulsing and glowing to visualize notifications and functions. The increased number of LEDs enables more dynamic effects like gradients, and each zone can now be controlled individually, opening new customization avenues. Unfortunately, white remains the only sole color option when it comes to the lights on the back. I'd love to see multicolor glyph lighting on the next Nothing phone for sure. Now, beyond aesthetics, attention was paid to ergonomics too. The Phone 2's curved Gorilla Glass back and rounded sides offer a more comfortable grip. Meanwhile, its metal frame with flat edges provides rigidity and a really nice looking silhouette. Up front, there is a 6.7-inch OLED display with a 120 Hz dynamic refresh rate. An in-screen fingerprint reader enables fast yet secure biometric unlocking, and narrow bezels, very narrow bezels, surround the screen for an immersive experience. Next, let's talk about performance. Within the Phone 2's transparent enclosure lies a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor. Now, this chip delivers a massive 80% boost over the Nothing Phone 1 with app speeds up to twice as fast, but it's still an older chip when compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 that lots of other devices have been shipping with. That said, CPU performance sees gains across the board when compared to Nothing Phone 1. The upgraded Cryo CPU Prime Core clocks speeds up to 3.2 gigahertz. It's joined by 3 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores for optimal workload balancing. These enhancements contribute to snappier app loading and smoother multitasking. The processor is further augmented by up to 12 gigabytes of fast LPDDR5 RAM and up to 512 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 storage. Nothing's lightweight software also plays a role in the phone's responsiveness. Animations and UI flourishes maintain a crisp 60 FPS for pretty much flawless scrolling and transitions. And the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1's efficiency focus prevents performance dips. Now, up next, let's talk about the cameras. Imaging represents another area where Nothing significantly expanded the Phone 2's capabilities. It starts with a more advanced 18-bit image signal processor, enabling 4,000 times more camera data than its predecessor. This unlocks sharper photos with richer colors and dynamic range. The main 50 megapixel camera sees improvements too. A wider aperture lets in more light for brighter images with less noise. Optical image stabilization counters handshake for crisper shots. And a new sensor promises faster focus and better low light photography. That's joined by an upgraded 50 megapixel ultra wide camera with similar enhancements for excellent edge-to-edge landscapes. The cameras work together, intelligently fusing images from both lenses using Nothing's dual exposure control. This provides optimal dynamic range in challenging high contrast scenes. And even the selfie camera got an overhaul with a larger 32 megapixel sensor, so your face pops with detail, vivid color, and natural depth. Portraits look practically professional. Low light photos remain a slight weakness compared to something like the Pixel's night sight wizardry, but the Phone 2 marks a big step forward for Nothing's imaging prowess. Daytime shots impress with their richness, clarity, and accuracy. It's not the best camera that you'll find on a smartphone, but at this point, smartphone cameras are so good that the differences between good and great have gotten a lot smaller. I think buyers of the Nothing Phone 2 will find the camera to be totally fine. Next, let's talk software. NothingOS provides a uniquely mindful software experience. The refreshed monochrome UI that you can see here mutes colorful app icons, centering attention on the Phone 2's captivating hardware design. Custom widgets and themes allow personalization without visual clutter. Subtle friction is introduced to encourage more deliberate use. App labels can be removed, so you rely on muscle memory to open apps, not mindless tapping. Even the glyph light notifications on the back promote glancing at your phone less. This philosophy extends to the rest of NothingOS 2. Profiles allow granular control over app access and notifications. Focus mode pauses distracting apps for uninterrupted productivity. And a built-in equalizer lets you adjust audio to preferred levels for each headphone model that you own. Integrations take advantage of the glyph interface's expressive powers. Battery level, charging speed, and volume all dynamically display through the back LEDs. Ringing alarms and timers also benefit from visual and aural signaling. And with select apps like Uber, glyphs even preview countdowns to the arrival times of your rides. Now for me, NothingOS is a delight to use. It feels unique and fun, which is really the best way to describe this entire device. It's the first Android phone in a long time that I just want to find an excuse to pick up and use because it's got so much personality. Most other phones by comparison feel more like tools that you use to do a task with, whether you're talking about an iPhone 14, a Galaxy S23, or a Pixel 7. The Nothing Phone 2 adds several layers of fun that just seem to be missing from the others. Next, let's talk battery life. Powering the Phone 2's display and illuminated glyphs is a 4,700 milliamp hour battery, which is Nothing's largest yet, which I guess makes sense since this is only their second phone. In testing, this battery lasted over 24 hours on a charge. The phone sips power when idle, with the LTPO display able to adjust its refresh rate down to just 1 Hz. Under heavy use, the efficient Snapdragon processor keeps consumption at bay. Recharging the Phone 2 is also quick. Wired charging at 45 watts recharges a depleted battery in under an hour. A 15-watt wireless charger fully replenishes the battery in about 2 hours, and reverse wireless charging lets you share some juice with an accessory or a friend's device in a pinch. The Nothing Phone 2 forges its own path in a smartphone landscape dominated by what I'd call homogeneity. Just like stumbling upon that mysterious forest contraption, the Phone 2 delights your senses and rekindles your imagination. If Nothing stays on this path with its smartphones and accessories, then Nothing will definitely be something different. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andrew Edwards, and I will catch you in the next video.